Yo, what up? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Hip Hop Nation, Sirius XM. Ali V is here co-hosting.
Yo, what's going on?
We got my guys in the building. They got one of the biggest podcasts, if not the biggest podcast in the history of fucking hip hop music and the history of fucking podcasts.
It's true. I want to be humble, but it's true.
The Drink Champs is in the building. N.O.R.E, EFL. What
up? Make some noise.
What's going on?
They turning this into a Drink Champs.
Yes,
If I just had the
There you go.
I apologize. I don't know why I did not bring Patron and obscene amounts of alcohol.
We brung some rosé.
They always ready.
Because today, not today. I was about to say that, but today, I was about to say the premiere, but this is not the premiere. Today, I'm actually also signing a record deal.
That's right.
Which I haven't wanted to do in years.
Why didn't you want to do it? You had so much success.
I just I like being a boss. So when I got presented with a 50-50 partnership opportunity, I still own my masters. I still do that. It was something that I couldn't turn down. I didn't have something that I wanted to sell, and I went to the studio with Pharrell, who
back
is
to old times.
one of my, to me, one of the greatest producers of all times. And it's because they're the greatest producer of all times, in my opinion, doesn't mean you're gonna make a great record with them. You can can, as wild as it sounds, you can go in the studio with Puff Daddy and make a whack record.
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't.
Well, you go in the studio with anybody and make a whack record.
You go in the studio with anybody and make a whack record.
Yeah.
But so for me and Pharrell to go in the studio and make magic again, and make the opposite of Super Thug, which was our first record, I just thought I just couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't do an independent project with it. I wanted to go with people who understood the record, understood the project, and not only that, I'm not only signing that deal today, but I'm also signing another show deal that I got.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to the show deal, who are you signing the record deal with?
No, I can't reveal that.
He just giving you
Is there a resurrection of Penalty Records? What's going on?
No, I wish, man. I wish I could bring it back to N.O.R.E. I tried to see him today.
Well, since your show is under Revolt,
Right.
are you signing
Does
the
it
Bad
make-
Boy?
No.
All right.
I really respect. Yeah, it killed that. I really respect Puff and I really respect his thing, but I felt like Drink Champs was so big, and it was so big for Revolt, and it was so big for us that I didn't want to bombard him with more projects, and then I'd rather just be mad at you for Drink Champs.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Ali, I don't know if you know, but N.O.R.E. is one of the biggest thugs of our hip hop history.
Yeah, back in the days.
Okay.
And he has great relationships.
Yeah.
So basically, we just said he don't have to smack anybody over no bullshit.
I definitely. Damn, Sus One. He speaks niggerdom.
He just
He speaks fluent niggerdom. He knew exactly what I meant. But it's basically it. It's just like, we got a great relationship with Drink Champs at Revolt, and I didn't want to bombard that. I didn't want N.O.R.E.'s situation to overshadow what Drink Champs is doing and is doing at the moment, and so I didn't want to jeopardize that. I know Puff is going to be pissed at me when he finds out what I did, how I did it, and who I did it with. He's going to cut because I had a meeting with him one day, and he said to me, "I want to have a sober meeting with you," and I was like, "Fucking fantastic."
That means shit is serious.
Yeah, I was like, "Fantastic, about time." And then everything I brought him. And I was like, I'm bringing this here and I'm bringing this here. He texted me the next day. I ain't feeling none of that. And I was like, God damn, Jesus. But he's a hustler too.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm showing him a different version of himself. Right. And he's like, damn. Well, why are you not bringing it to me? And I think it's such an honor. It's such a because I don't want to bother him. Like I consider him. Although he's the CEO, I still consider him somewhat of a friend because I knew him.
Well, is it because, and no disrespect, because Puff is one of my biggest idols.
Yeah,
so
he
I mean
is
to disrespect Puff, but is it because of some of the stories that have happened through his history?
I mean,
with other artists,
I got history where I got jerked.
Yeah.
So I'm always cautious. That's why I hired lawyers like Daryl Miller, who is
dropping names,
who is a vicious guy, but he's vicious for his clients, and that's something that we all got to learn that. As no matter how cool me and Sus One is, Sus One's lawyer is there for Sus.
Exactly.
N.O.R.E's lawyer is there for N.O.R.E. EFN's lawyer is there for EFN. So we all got to respect that. And when the lawyers come to agreement, we know that these lawyers came from the information we gave them. So if they agree to it, we got to shut the fuck up.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to go to. Forgive me if I didn't hear this story, but how the hell did Drink Champs form? Like, were y'all just out drinking one day and said, "This is it"?
I'll try to. It's a pretty long story, but I'll try to condense it a little bit. Going back, we have something called Drunk Facts on Drink Champs.
Yes, we do.
That we're off by a couple years or off by a baby mama. I don't know, something off there.
Right.
So 7-10 years ago, I don't know how long ago, he was recording at my studio for a while in Miami. He moved to Miami.
Yep.
And we had a show on XM prior to the merger.
Yeah.
You know, Sirius XM. And then on Sirius XM, we had the show, and it was called Militainment Crazy Raw Radio. And it was on 66 Raw, then it was on Backspin, and it was on Hip Hop Nation.
Yep.
And that show, if you go on YouTube and you search it, you're gonna see you're gonna see the show, and it's gonna sound very similar to what Drink Champs is today.
Okay.
We were saying make some noise. We were introducing ourselves the same way. We were drinking Tiger Bone. We were getting fucked up, talking a lot of crazy shit with our friends. Just less guests, maybe. So we stopped doing that show.
Sometimes you gotta just spray Creed in the middle of it.
I'm already wearing some.
You gotta do it. Yeah. So sorry.
So we stopped doing that show because he had to go on tour. He did a new CNN album. I was managing some groups and doing some documentaries. But I always, we really enjoyed that process and doing a show. But what didn't work for us is that constraint of having to deliver a show every week at a certain hour.
Right.
You know, so I was trying to figure out a way that we could do something like that show, but just without those constraints. And then I was introduced to podcasting. So now you take it back to about 6 years ago, and I'm starting to tell him, let's try and figure how we could do this show again, but now we could do it as a podcast, and we could do it on our own time. But he wasn't very familiar with the podcast world.
No, I didn't know what a podcast was. I didn't. I was like, what?
So mind you, this whole time, though, the name Drink Champs isn't applied to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Right.
In that same time frame that he was working in my studio and we were doing that show, we would just shoot. We would play poker. He would be recording. We'd be drinking. We had bottles like we have at Drink Champs. And if you was standing at the end of the night, we would call each other Drink Champs.
We would call you a drink.
It was just a slogan that was
You
born.
don't have to drink, though. You don't have to.
I had to drink.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you stayed up, because we were there for 6 to 9 hours.
Damn.
So if you could survive this and you could stay, because mind you, there's Drink Champs that would fall asleep.
Okay.
There's people that we call Drink Champs now that will fall asleep.
I fall asleep after one.
Yeah. Not the God. The God is going in. But so we started naming people Drink Champs, and EFN was smart enough to say, you know what, N.O.R.E, I know you're not thinking like this, but I'm gonna go trademark the name.
I grabbed the website like 6-7 years ago.
He
That's
grabbed
dope.
Social media,
the website,
the logo,
good shit,
the social media. So 5 years later, we already had it. Like when it came time for us to name the podcast, we already had these social medias. We already had the copyrighted thing, and
That's dope.
it was just about getting the content.
And now y'all on season 2 at Revolt.
Yes.
Then it, from a
Big.
podcast, now a television
That's
show.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now listen, let's be clear. It's only 2 other people who ever started as a podcast and winded up as, what is that word? Linear.
Linear.
And who's that?
That is Ricky Gervais. He winded up on HBO.
Okay.
And it's His and Hers. His and Hers
Okay,
obviously
yeah.
winded up on
Yeah.
ESPN. Nobody from music has ever transitioned from a podcast to television. This is the first. And the fact that we're hip hop.
And did it in about a year. In less than a year,
we did
actually.
it in less than a year. The fact that we hip hop, I just feel like everybody should support us. I feel like every time an artist, like, a Meek Mill and who else just dropped the album, a French Montana, they should come to us first. No disrespect to anybody else, but who can relate to an artist more than the artist?
Well, in the feature presentation radio show, but
Yes.
but now that's what I want to ask you, because at first it seemed like the Drink Champs was about respecting the legends.
That's
it
all.
is.
It still
That's
is
what it-
about.
that's the basis
It still
and the
is about.
foundation.
We want the legends. But to me, Meek is a legend. To me, French Montana is a legend. They might not have the 10 years.
So it's not about like the 10 to 15 years and better.
No, it is. It is. But see, I know French is 10. I know Meek Mill's 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it. Like, maybe he not 10 with the album deep. But I remember the dude from Philly with the braids. I remember that.
But look, one thing.
I remember Cocaine City.
Something
Yeah,
that
I
we had.
remember that.
There's a different. I look at it a little bit differently than he does in some of the aspects of this.
No problem.
And like, for example, we caught a lot of heat for having Amber Rose on the show.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to tell, because our fans are like, I thought this was just for legends. And what I'm trying to tell people that I'm interacting with, I'm like, look, we need to have our show to be the most relevant show possible because we are here for the legends. So when, let's just say, for example, if a Melly Mel comes on our show, we want an Amber Rose right before him or someone like that. It keeps us relevant. So those fans now become fans of Melly Mel or Grandmaster Flash or
That's
KRS-One.
actually smart. I get it. Yeah,
to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
that by doing that is when, because we're gonna, our doors always open to
and
the
it's
legends,
like attracting
the pioneers,
the youth and teaching the youth
Absolutely.
about. That's a big thing in the culture right now that I feel like kids don't know the history of hip hop.
Right.
Right.
And I feel like we need shit like the Drink Champs.
Part of my one of my favorite times, I will never forget this. I was checking into a hotel in LA, and as I check in, I always just give my card, give my ID, and I just walk out and I smoke a cigarette. It's just my process, right? So I walk out and the dude that's working valet, he comes up to me, he's like, "Yo, you put me on the duck down." And part of me wanted to smack the shit out of him. What the fuck you mean I'll put you on the duck down? Like, duck down is classic people.
Yeah.
And then the kid says, "I'm 24. So I start to put the years together. And I'm like, well, maybe he was 14 when Duck Down was popping. So he really doesn't know. But then he says to me, "But look, I downloaded all the albums." So the other part of me wanted to hug him. And then I started to think about it, and we got the numbers back from CBS, and they said it was 16 to 24. Our demographics was 16 to 24. But we don't
really?
interview nobody under 31.
My God, I'm
Really?
18 years
So you
old.
guys are really
told me
teaching
that
the
she
youth
was
right
listening
now.
to the podcast.
So what I didn't think we were doing that. I didn't know we were doing it. I didn't know that there was people out there that didn't know who Brand Nubian was, who didn't know who Duck Down was, who didn't know who LL Cool J was.
Dog,
There's some people who look at LL Cool J. What's the movie show he's in?
They think he's a TV star.
They think he's a TV star.
I DJ in these clubs every night, bro, and the younger kids, they just don't know, bro.
Yeah, they don't know.
Soulja Boy is old school to them.
And
they don't want to go and dig in the
they
crazy.
version of Biggie Smalls, which is crazy.
But it really bothers me because when I was coming up as a DJ, I knew my parents' music. I knew music. I mean, I was a DJ, but I feel like the radio and the TV pushed things and taught us the old school and where it came from and today's music, and I don't feel like that's done enough. So I salute y'all for doing that.
Thank you.
That's what we
saying?
did. Not trying to do it.
Right.
Like, all we did is we just wanted to big up our version of hip hop. That's the reason why we could have easily called this the 90s show. And it would have worked too the same way. But the fact is we don't brand it that. We don't brand it, this is the old school. We interviewing old niggas.
Right.
Like we don't brand it that. We just say this is Drink Champs. We just coming in, we drinking, we doing that. But all our stories is old. Like all of these stories, I'm talking to Fat Joe about punting with water guns. And to me and Fat Joe, these stories is trash because we've been talking about it for 20 years. But for a person who's never, ever met Pun or never met Fat Joe or never met an EFN or never met a N.O.R.E, and you talking about Pun pulling up to the Bronx with a water gun, to them, that's phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
It's just like, I just remember me and Busta Rhymes walks on the show, and I'm like, "Yo, wagwan Busta," and he's like, "Everything a Chris McCurry and Chris," and then we talking in this because I got a fake Jamaican accent. I'm not Jamaican at all, and he's speaking in patois and I'm speaking. That's how me and Busta talk every day. So the fans went crazy. It was like, "Yo, did you know?" But to me and Busta, it's trash.
It's just regular shit. Yeah,
it's just regular shit.
What is y'all favorite Drake Champs interview?
I always say it's the 50 episode because I didn't expect him to come in so open to doing Drink Champs. Like, he came Drink Champs ready.
I saw that one. He said the numbers were serious.
Yeah, and then he doesn't, he's known for not drinking. Like, people say he didn't drink, and he took 4 shots, which I thought was marketing genius on his part because he drank his product.
His product,
you know what I'm saying? On Drink Champs, that's the best time to do that, And he just, he had fun, and I didn't expect that from 50, and that was my favorite one. But also the Puff episode. But the unedited, that's the thing.
The edited version of the Puff
which is
episode,
what came out.
It's trash compared to everything. Compared to what the interview actually was. Like, I thought Puff was gonna snuff me at one point.
Really? Did I miss the unedited? I must have watched the wrong version.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
It's not out.
It's not out.
What the fuck? Put it out. He's not.
It's when we were doing our first deal with Revolt.
At some point, I'm gonna bootleg my own shit. At some point.
Have you guys ever disagreed on what guest you should have on the show? Like, did you ever want someone that N.O.R.E didn't want?
No, not
I don't
really.
think so. I don't think
No?
so, because I think he trusts me. I trust him, and we just make the best of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think that's what's having a good partner. Like, I'm never gonna always agree with him fully. And he's never always gonna agree with me fully. But if I got 20% from him, and then I got 20% from me, then somehow that 20% doesn't make 40. It somehow makes 100% when the camera starts rolling.
Sure.
And we just go into it. I'm sure there's people that he didn't know a lot about, and I'm sure there's people that I didn't know a lot about that he booked. But we just come collectively together and say, we agree. Are they legends? Yes, they're legends. Let's go.
Speaking about legends, because you were talking about Pharrell being, you said you feel like he's the greatest, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I have to.
You see all these producer battles going on.
Yeah.
Which
You know what I'm
started
saying?
because of Drink Champs.
Did it?
That start, yeah.
Yeah,
Swiss
that started 'cause
initially
of Drink Champs.
said that on Drink Champs.
Yep.
Swiss
Okay.
said, I came to battle Just Blaze, and Just Blaze wouldn't answer his phone. Just Blaze texted me the minute that came out and said, that's not
okay.
what happened.
Okay,
We
well,
started
congrats
that.
on another hip hop historic
Yeah,
moment.
yes.
But
But Pharrell against Kanye, are you going
no. Well, we're gonna get to Pharrell, yeah.
Right.
But Timbaland and Swiss Beats, that's the next one. I just want y'all opinion. You've worked with the best of them.
I've worked with Timbaland and Swiss. Where are you going?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one, to be honest with you. Like, I can't call it on that one, to be honest.
I'm asking you, yes.
I love Timbaland, but I'm going with Swiss Beats.
Word, okay.
I'm going with Swiss Beats because he's not playing.
But
Like,
they got
he's not-
such different styles.
See,
That's the
Just
thing.
Blaze was playing. Like, I don't know if you actually seen the live. Like, Just Blaze was trying to like make new beats and have new beats. No, Swiss made all his beats prior to walking in the joint.
Yeah.
And he had guests come out. He had Buster come out. And I'm just telling you, I think Swiss is taking this way more serious. Timbaland is so rich, living off of old Missy checks, and he's just eating tuna tartare somewhere. And I don't think he's not. I don't think he's now. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong because I've been in the studio with Timbaland.
Timbaland's a fucking beast, bro.
No, but listen,
Yeah.
I just feel like Swiss is just a little bit more of a beast on this situation because he's living off of the Just Blaze win.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he won that.
But in your opinion, because I know where your loyalty stands,
Yeah.
Swiss Beats or Pharrell?
Swiss Beats or Pharrell? I can't answer that question.
You have to answer the question where I'm asking. You're one of the realest niggas in the game. You keep it real.
I'm gonna change the subject in a minute. I can't. But first, Pharrell against Kanye, I'm going with Pharrell 100%. I can tell you that. How about that? Because that's the next battle. They said after Swiss and Timbaland, it's Pharrell and Kanye. Not only I'm going with Pharrell, but I'll come out with Pharrell with the goons too, just in case Kanye got the FOI with him. He gotta relax.
Now, N.O.R.E, I gotta ask you these crazy questions because
Please,
every time I'm watching Drink Champs, you're always asking people, "Do you eat ass?"
Yes, I don't eat ass. Did you notice nobody ever asked me that?
I was just about to ask you. You just
No.
interrupted the whole situation.
Yeah, I'm in control.
It's like
Did
Drink
something
Champs.
happen in the '90s with these thoughts out there that we don't know about?
No, it's
Where do
just
these
that-
questions come from?
It's just that. Listen, I know these artists, right?
Yeah.
And the eating ass question is, I don't give a fuck if you eat ass or not. But it,
Just throw them out there.
I don't give a fuck if you had. We started with how many abortions you had.
I thought I was
Right?
insane.
It's a terrible question. Right? Terrible right?
question.
But the thing about it is, once I ask you that question that you really don't give a fuck about, you really don't care if you eat ass or not. I don't care. I don't know if you ever noticed. I'm like, you eat ass, and I go look up. Because I don't really care the answer to the question. But what happens is that one sweat comes down your head. And then it's that one sweat and deodorant. And you're sitting there thinking about that. And then I actually ask you the tough question. That question wasn't tough at all. Because if you're a rapper, you've been on the road 50 dates out of the year, you had a couple of abortions out there. Let's just throw it out there. Like, let's just throw it
So
out
I'm
there.
going to forward
Just
this to
saying.
saying you guys have been in the game a long time.
Right.
Have you guys done a bunch of abortions in the '90s?
No, I had a bunch of abortions.
I got no
I had
horse
like
in that
16,
race.
I think.
I had like 16. Oh my god!
Yeah, I was killing
yeah.
them out there. I was killing the game.
I
went too far.
Man, literally.
I went too far. But I'm saying this is before I met my my first wife and my new wife. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm married now. I'm very great guy now.
Okay.
I'm very great guy.
Let's talk about the music, bro, because this climate out here is very different than when N.O.R.E came out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So where do you feel like you're going to live in today's game musically? Because it's like all trap now.
I actually don't want to live in today's game musically at all. I want to be separate from them. Just like when I did Super Thug, nobody knew who Pharrell was. Just when I did Band from TV, nobody knew who Swiss Beats was. When I did Drive Drunk with Me with Sky Storch, nobody knew who he was. I always want to create my own lane. It's like the HOV lane. You remember the HOV lane? Like the HOV lane, you could go with 3 people and you could go by yourself. That lane, I feel like I've created from the beginning of my career. I've done reggaeton with nobody heard of reggaeton.
Yeah.
I've messed with Swiss Beats when nobody heard of Swiss Beats. I messed with Sky Storch when nobody heard of Sky Storch. I messed with Pharrell when nobody messed with Pharrell. So I want to keep that going. I want to keep innovating. Like if you think you're gonna hear me and Pharrell, it's gonna sound like Super Thug. It's gonna sound like Grimy. It's gonna sound like Oh No. It's gonna sound like Homeboy. I Came to Party. You're gonna be disappointed because that's not what I want to do. I want to shock the people. I don't want to be the guy that falls in line. I want to be the guy that creates the next line that everybody else walks to. And I've been doing it so long in my career. When everybody was messing with, whoever, I was messing with Havoc. When everybody was messing with Just Blaze, I was out there with Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
When everybody was messing with Timbaland, I was with Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to create a lane where I'm not in competition with nobody but me. Like I don't want to be in competition with my brothers. I don't want to be in competition with Pusha T or Joel Santana or Redman or anything like that. I love them. I want them to eat and continue to pay their bills for their family. But I want to create my own lane. And then guess what? It's been known. Once I create that own lane, these people will follow.
Are we going to get another CNN album?
I've been trying to. I really want to.
What's the problem? Capone hit me recently. He has a new record
my
out.
Brother, listen, 100% Capone, whether we make music or not, the most important part of me and Capone's relationship is our friendship. We started out as friends. Rap was secondary. Money was necessary until we got incarcerated. Kind of scary. That's just quote some Biggie lines. That's quote some Biggie Smalls lines on y'all. But listen, that's really what it is. It's like, I wouldn't diss Capone, meaning do a half-ass album with him right now because I'm busy and I only got, 2 or 3 days out the week to go in a session. I wouldn't do that to him. So when the time is right and the time free up, we'll go to Maui. That's Hawaii. We'll go to Maui. We'll rent a big house. We'll fly Hazardous Sounds out, and we'll fly SBK out. And we'll fly Incredible Cuts out, and we'll fly these Easy LP and DJ Clark Kent and certain people, who will just come in and they'll cater to this sound. But for me to do a Capone and Noriega project now and give it 25%, that's not fair to Capone. That's not fair to Capone and Noriega fans, and that's not fair to the legacy. Right now, I gotta focus on my new career because I want this to be another 20 years. So I got to focus and give it 100%, and then I'll come back, and then we'll get a Capone.
Well, what's next for the Drink Champ guys? Like, what interviews? Because it feels like you've
just
interviewed every fucking body.
We just hired goats. We got donkeys. We got little people because they don't like being called midgets.
Who are y'all interviewing big that people are looking forward to? What legends are coming up next?
Season 2, we got
EPMD.
Wyclef. We got Wyclef coming
Nice.
up.
I want to hear about the cannabis Wyclef LL Cool J story, please.
That's in there.
Yes.
We got Bumby coming up as well.
Nice.
Bumby cried.
Yeah, it was
like
emotional.
It's our first time we had a person cry on Drink Champs because
Wow.
I didn't know that every time I brought up Pimp C and how I brought up Pimp C, that it was so personal to Bun. Because Bun has said something on the interview. He said, see, a lot of people don't know how close we are. I'm talking about me and him. Because we don't have 10,000 records together. And you don't have 14,000 pictures on Instagram together. So people don't know. But I used to mess with Pimp C crazy. Like, they used to come and they loved Capone and Noriega. So they used to just come and just chill. And I remember a time where I had paid Pimp C and Bun B for Mussolini and Maze record, and they came to the studio, and Pimp C gave me back my check.
Why?
And he said no, because he said, "You're a real nigga. I can't charge a real nigga." And I said, "It's
That's
okay."
dope.
And I get to the check. I said, "God damn it, I didn't know they paid you that much." And I said, "God damn it, here's a check back. The budget is open. Relax."
Nice.
And this is what I'm saying. So when we bringing up these certain stories, and Bun B cried, he didn't cry like a girl. Like I don't want him. Yeah. He wasn't doing that. He was just like, he was sitting there because all the stories I was bringing up, he just was like, oh shit. He remembered. He remembered being with us, Capone, and all the stories I was bringing up. And it was like, this is the first time Drink Champs had somebody crying. But I jumped up, I hugged Bun, and obviously I'm not Oprah. So I don't know how to deal with those situations. Yeah. But at the same time, I wanted to deal with my responsibility, and it was one of the most emotional moments of Drink Champs history.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's coming out. Season 2, baby. We popping.
Now let's talk about your trips to Vieques.
Vieques, yeah.
Right.
Wow, you Puerto Rican?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm from Rio Piedras.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful island as well.
Yes.
Right?
It's amazing out there. So you were filming, right?
No, I actually went to Vieques for vacation. Our last show for the food show, which is called On the Run Eating, anywhere from September to December, it should be coming out because we greenlit full-fledged season. My brother Ali, it was his birthday. Even though it's not his birthday yet, he's like a foul guy. He did his birthday 2 weeks in advance. But he said, "Yo, let's go to Vieques. It's the illest place.
Yes.
It's an island within the island." I couldn't disagree. So we went out there, and I had been to Vieques 3 or 4 times, but every time I flew into Vieques, I flew right out. I think I did a show with Daddy Yankee and Alexis Safito and reggaeton days, right? This is my first time staying, and it was dope to just see an island within the island.
Yes.
And enjoy the festivities because everybody, like I'm used to the old Puerto Rico where nobody smoked weed.
Right.
Everybody did cocaine. You know what I'm talking about? So now I'll go to Puerto Rico and everybody's smoking weed. I'm talking about the concierge, the people who picked us up on the yacht. Everybody had weed. There's nowhere we didn't have weed, but I'm used to the old Puerto Rico. So Vieques is definitely a place. We also went to the place where the fish glow.
Oh yeah.
And he landed in Vieques.
Nice.
They got him.
Nice.
I landed in Vieques. You gotta relax.
You gotta relax.
You gotta relax.
You gotta relax.
I killed that.
You killed that. Yo, you got to see. We just made a record out there in Vieques, and he got on the guitar. That's my brother Ching Bang on the food show on the Run Eating. You're gonna know that this guy's
so
a star.
when is that coming out? When is that?
It's either from September to December. I can't actually
give us a certain.
No, I actually don't know because that's the timeline they gave me. It's the first time a food show has actually been musically supervised by artists. Like I actually looked at other people's mistakes of reality shows, and I look at their shows, and I'm like, why are you playing Joe Schmo from Compton and Joe Schmo from Left Rack that don't have no opportunities or no? Why aren't you playing your own shit? Like yo Bugsy, you know what I'm saying? So why aren't you playing your own shit? So I went and I created a whole music category just for my food show because I realized every time I watch a reality show, these guys are playing records of people who sell their whole catalog for $300. Right. And I'm like, nah, I could write rhymes so easy. So we went in, we did all these food show songs, and this is going to be a different type of reality show. It's going to be online. It's going to be online. Online is probably better than TV.
So you're going all the way digital now.
So
yes.
I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to diet. So they're rushing. They're rushing us. So
okay.
Last question.
Yes, please.
I don't know if this is against Guy Code.
No, it's okay.
But can we get interviews by legendary Thats on the
Wait,
Drink
but he
Champs.
did.
Like
he
I got
did
a story.
tweet about Cardi B, and you said she was holding down NYC.
Oh, you
No.
Cardi B
No,
a
she's
thot?
not
You
a
gotta
thot.
relax.
I'm just saying,
You gotta
I don't
relax.
know.
You just secretly
I'm not
called
saying,
Cardi B a
hold
thot,
on,
yo.
hold
No,
on,
but
I'm not saying she's thot.
Let me tell you something.
Legendary thoughts. Like Biggie
No,
wrote,
I'm not
I got a
saying
story to tell about the next Dap Dot. I'm talking about the girl that Nas and Carmen. They got stories too about legendary. They got their side of the story about legendary times.
Definitely not this season,
Different
y'all.
kind of legend.
Definitely not this season. But damn, you fucked me up with that one.
Please give me my
But
credit
I
if it
will
goes
tell
down.
you, I will tell you this. I've been, under a rock, but I've been under my own rock, fortunately enough, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how important Cardi B record was, right?
She has the biggest
I feel
record in
the
New York
same
right
way.
now.
Listen, I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
But here we are. I look at my family, like, if you came to Vegas with us, I'm talking about it's like 12 of us, and 12 dudes with their girls. So I looked at one point and I was like, whoa, we're really grown. Like, we really grown up. Like, back in the days, we would have razors, we have guns somewhere. Like, nobody had a
When you
razor.
say we, you're talking about.
I'm talking about the whole crew, right?
Okay.
So we're in an adult jacuzzi, right? There's no kids allowed, right?
Okay.
So we sit there and we're just playing music. And then my man Mike Booth's wife says, how many times we gonna play Cardi B shit? And I said, from that moment, I said, that's a hit. It's gonna work. And I had no idea that it was already working. Now, all of our wives, that's how we talk to each other, we play with each other. But for them to reiterate that, we played it again. And then all of our wives just looked at us like, for real? And I said to myself, I said, that's the exact reaction what a hit record is. When a hit record makes people uncomfortable, when a record makes people uncomfortable, you know it's
It's a
hit.
smash. She got a lot of people slept on her, and she's proving motherfuckers wrong right now.
Listen, I'm
and she's
not
went shout
sure-
to Shaft and shout to Cardi B.
Pass me that. I'm not sure if I'm one of the people that slept on her or not.
Yeah.
But I am sure that I'm one of the most proudest people. I thought I never met her. My nephew corrected me immediately. He was like, "No, we met her. He was at the club." But I got parts of my life where I just blank out.
Yeah.
And I just don't remember shit. Right?
Okay.
So whether I met her or not, the support for her is still the same. You from New York City, you grinded, you did what you had to do. I support you. I could care
Absolutely.
less of your story. I don't care how you got there. As long as you finish the marathon, I'm gonna support that.
Nice.
Like if you start from here and you got to here and you started from here and you had to throw up over here and you had to take a shit over here and then you had to take a piss over here. As long as you got through here, I support that. And Cardi B, I know we don't know each other, and it's not like I'm trying to get a verse from her or I'm trying to get her on Drink Champs. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm saying I respect greatness, I respect hustle, and I respect grind.
All right.
So I big up, man.
Yo,
Yes.
so they're
Sus
rushing
won the
us.
feature
The feature presentation.
presentation.
Yo, Drink Champ Season 2.
Yep.
Yes, we on and popping.
Revolt.
Check
Check out drinkchamps.com as well.
All right,
Yes.
Season 3, you're gonna interview legendary thoughts. You're gonna give me credit.
Yes.
That'll be his spinoff.
Give me
No, no,
We'll
credit.
give you that podcast.
No, we're gonna. Every time we do that, you're gonna be there.
Yeah.
I have
So I
to
can
be
tell
there.
my wife. I said, it's his idea.
I'll take the blame.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us.
And in closing, I do not look like fucking
I
N.O.R.E.
do not look like such one neither.
Stop
I don't
saying that someone
understand.
looks like N.O.R.E.
I don't
I'm more
understand.
handsome, and I get more pussy because he's married.
Yes.
You gotta relax.
I'm not sure about the more pussy part, but
You gotta relax.
listen. At first, I thought Sus was bugging. Like I was like, he's like, yo, people tell me I look like you, and I was like, yeah, Sus. I said, them people are foul people. Them people are bad people. And then they started hitting me, and I said, Sus is not bullshit. So whoever thinks we look like each other, we respect you, but we're gonna smack the shit out of you. Okay?
Exactly.
Because we don't look like each other, but we are friends.
Yes,
and we are
we
family.
fam.
So thank y'all for having us
And
here.
thank y'all for coming to
Thank
the
you
show.
so much, gorgeous. We appreciate you for having me. Put it again, yo.
Yes.
All right.
Boricua, Boricua. No more than that. Boricua, Boricua, Boricua.
DJ Sus won the feature presentation. Drink Champs, thank y'all. Love.
Thank you.